Check 1 2 1 2. Yes. All right. Check 1 2. Some technical difficulties as we set this up. But we're back. Feel free to write in the chat if you guys don't hear anything, Be like, yo, no audio. Yo, no video. My bad, everybody. Yes, sir. Let me write in the chat, make sure the chat is working, the dialogue. We got some silent viewers right now, which is totally fine. All right, yeah. Let me make sure I also put the chat to show me all messages. All right, so we got some more people coming through. Sorry that the audio was not working, so you guys probably didn't hear all the updates of what happened, what's been going on in the studio. But yeah, so I finally got the Zulu SCSI working. So if you guys have any questions about that, it took me like couple of hours. I'm gonna say it took me at least like 2 to 3 hours to format everything, to go inside of my Mac. I also had to find my card reader, so that took a while, going through some storage boxes. So once I did get everything going, it took a while to format. I had to do it a few times because I made the wrong file size. When I made the disk images, I made the wrong sizes on them. So I made four 1 gigabyte images. So I should be able to make I think it's up to 7. So without using SCSI 3. I remember last time you guys told me don't use 3 because that's what the ASR uses internally. So SCSI 3 is off limits. I use 0, 1, 2, and 4. And I made 1 gigabyte images. Turned on the ASR with using the floppy from the OS. And then basically went ahead and formatted the SCSI drives. And each one of them, I formatted them and added the OS. So now I could start up my ASR just by having the Zulu SCSI plugged in the back with the micro SD card inside of it, of course. So that's been a big development for me, because now I could start actually saving on the ASR-10 in a more practical way than using floppies. So that was the biggest thing that I did today, besides also hooking up these guitar pedals to the external outs. So I have the output expander on the 8 outs on the MPC 2000 XL, and on output 1 I have it going through this effects chain, which is a tuner. It was something I was using for guitars, but I figured why not, since I don't have the effects board on the MPC 2000 XL, why not add it to why not add that guitar pedal chain to the MPC 2000 XL. Obviously on the ASR-10 I have the beautiful effects that come inside the machine, and the KO2 already has its own internal effects. So the only thing that didn't have effects was the MPC, hence why I decided to use that. and the outputs of the last effect on the chain is coming out stereo into the mixer. So it's coming into the last fader of the mixer, as you guys can hear, hopefully. Yeah. So then this fader here, I could add, it's an effects return basically. And also, I mean, another way that I could go about doing it, which I chose not to do it this way, was use one of the aux sends on the mixer to basically be able to send anything from the mixer to the guitar chain. But the reason why I opted not to go that route is because I want to be able to send it to individual drum hits. So this allows me to go into the virtual mixer inside of the MPC 2000 XL and basically route any drum hit that I want to it. So right now I have like this rim shot and this snare going to the effects, and I could also change the amount that I send out, you know. Maybe I just want to send a little bit, and then I could keep this at unity if I want, right? And just send less. Even a little bit goes a long way. I also have the effects cranked, obviously, on the pedals themselves because I was testing it out. So then I could go, obviously, and tweak it. And now I'm just running through, I guess, like a lot more ideas. Like I could buy more pedals. I could look at what the EB16 comes with and just try to get those effects in pedal form instead of hunting down a $400 EB16 board, right? So that's my reasoning. I already had invested in these guitar pedals because I do play guitar. And I'm like, why don't I just use it in my setup, right? I'm also trying to see if I purchase a turntable and a DJ mixer soon in order to sample from vinyl on the channel. And then if you guys notice, the different viewing angle is because I changed out a lens. So a couple of new things, you know, just giving it a new spin. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any comments about the new setup. I spoke last time how I moved some things around. So if you watch any of the previous live stream, you know, now we got the ASR-10 front and center and the MPC off to the side with the mixer, which kind of makes sense right now because since I have these guitar pedals and the MPC here, it's kind of like its own little station over here. And then I could focus chopping up without giving you guys my back here to the side. So that was kind of the philosophy as I made another video before when I had everything set up in my living room. I talked about why I set up my studio a certain way. And hopefully it gives you guys some ideas for your own setup. And if you guys have any questions about it, how things are routed, what's going where, I'm more than happy to answer them. You know, I was kind of saying a bunch of stuff earlier before I realized that I wasn't getting any levels in my audio mixer inside of OBS, which is the streaming software that I use to get this out to you guys. So it's all a work in progress, you know, hoping that the quality keeps improving. You know, as far as the connection and the transmission, right? So if you guys are experiencing any like no sound, you see that I'm talking into a mic and nothing's coming out, feel free to warn me and like alert me, because sometimes I might be hearing something in my headphones, but if you guys are not hearing me, then I could, you know, fix stuff. You know, I've had the power go out and the transmission go blank, but it's easy to get things back up and running if I know that something went off, you know. So I don't know. I mean, what I will say is that that I've been helped a lot by the chat. So when I started, I was getting some lag issues because my frame rate was off. Um, my viewing angle was a little bit off. Some people were complaining about my ASR being too far away from the frame, and they wanted to see more of what I was doing. So I've been trying to to remedy all those gripes. Yo, Jay Plaza was good, my brother. Was good. My fellow ASR brother. I see you rock with the 3000 too, man. That's dope, bro. And the ASR. But yeah, we just chilling, man. I was just going over some of the things, like I updated. I finally got the Zulu SCSI drive, the Zulu SCSI adapter to work on the ASR-10. So I'm happy about that. And nothing, man. Just here vibing with people, explaining that before I start cooking something up. I figured I make a beat tonight, since last time we were checking in and talking. I figured, today I could just do a Cookup. And I finally also got my MIDI cables, and I mentioned this before. I realized there was no audio. I got my MPC 2000 MIDI'd up to the ASR. So the reason why I do this is so I could sequence my ASR with the MPC, because I feel more comfortable using song mode on the MPC 2000 XL, as well as stringing sequences together, or just making separate sequences. Track mutes for me are a lot. Not that they're difficult on the ASR-10, but it's just so much more. Like, you could create up to 99 sequences, I think, or more on the MPC 2000 XL. I mean, I could look it up, but it's just a lot more for me, like, easier. This is what I first learned on first, and then I added the ASR later, when I realized, like, melodic sampling on here or creating instruments is not as convenient as it is doing that here. Yep. But yeah, man. Okay, fire. I like using zip still. Yeah, man. I was looking before, when I was using floppy, I was looking at trying to get an iOmega zip thing, but I figured that was also gonna not lead me to where I wanted to, because, like, yo, what up, Nino? What up? No point ice skating uphill. Yeah, man. That's kind of what I was doing with the floppies, man. And then the zip is like harder and harder to find that media format, because it's a discontinued format, right? So now, yo, Nino, I finally broke my brain for 3 hours and fixed my Zulu SCSI. I had to reformat. I had to go into the Apple on my Mac. Well, first I had to find my card reader. Then I had to go into terminal and basically mount the drive and wipe it completely. And then I used some code, thanks to Gemini, to create four disk images for on the micro SD card. If any of this is confusing, the way I'm explaining it is because I was confused until I did it. What up, fellow ASR tenors? What up, man? What up, David? I guess you have an ASR 10. You're in the right place. Yeah, the ASR sequencer, it is skating uphill as well. That's why I was dying to find my MIDI cables to finally get everything playing together. Ayush, new pen. Yo, play something, man. Yeah, jump, monkey, jump. Yeah, man, don't worry, man. If you stick around long enough, I will play something. But that yo play something, man, is crazy, bro. Like, I found the clip of the Jake bass, by the way. It's not a stock disc unless you mean something else. It's a bass note he sampled, then used for like 10 years. Okay. Yeah, it sounded like that because when he plays it, it sounds very natural. But yeah, shout out to the guy, man. You'll play something. I don't think any musician likes to be told what to do, but if it's not moving fast enough, bro, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, bro, that bass sounds epic, man. I wonder where he got it. It's kind of like, no disrespect, my brother, but yeah, I plan on cooking up tonight. I was like, a lot of the people that come in here, it, we were kind of like following up on what's been going on, and I do like to update, the community and the people that come through here. Welcome, by the way, man. I didn't mean no disrespect either on my response, but yeah, last time it was a check-in when I didn't cook. So if you see that it says check-in, that means that we're just talking, which sometimes we do that here. But today I've been inspired once I got everything connected. If you use any vintage hardware, you know that getting things talking to each other the way you want them to is part of the first struggle. And then you could get to cooking. But yeah, I have everything set up the way I wanted it to finally, and we will play stuff. Like, there's drums here. I finally got my pedal board going through. But yeah, let me see. I got a beat here. I could play that too. So yeah, man, I'll play some stuff. That's just a sample that was playing in the background. That was done on the KO2. I think I was playing this beat last time. You have this joint, I guess the ASR since 06. It ain't replaceable part. It's an irreplaceable part of my sound. Yeah, my brother. Never getting rid of it. That's how a lot of us feel about the ASR. But I've gone through a lot with mine already. I had like 3 keys that were broken, so I've opened up my ASR. There's an off-color key here that was bothering me, but now it's just part of me knowing which one is my ASR, because this E key is like whiter than all the other ones because it's a replacement. And I finally got the Zulu Scuzzy. If anybody else besides Nino and I think Nev is rocking with, or Symphonic, I'm not sure, that was rocking with Zulu Scuzzy. Thank you guys for motivating me to finally get around to it. Okay, so you sequence your ASR with the MPC Live too. Yeah, man, like Nino said, ain't no point in skating uphill. I think, Nino, you said you recently started connecting your ASR to the 4000, right? Let us know. But yeah, the Live 2, I chose the 2000 XL because that's what I have, and I haven't upgraded to any of the newer MPCs. And Ayush, if you rocking with a sampler, man, let us know what you rock with. If you use the ASR yourself, or what brought you here. I'm always curious to know what brings people to the channel, and what are they curious about. Okay, you're still using all ASR. I thought you said that you were MIDIing it recently. Okay, and you're doing it with the 4000? But yeah, man, I'm also just always surprised at how much like I have the 2000 connected to the ASR, but the other day I just took this on the road with me, and a power bank and a dongle, and I was able to work like without a computer, without my ASR, and it is a big part of my sound. But I'm just surprised at how far technology has moved, right? Like, we got a thin, what I call like the mini, this is like a mini MPC 60, a mini You know, even a mini ASR, because it has key mode and it's able to pitch things really nicely. But I'm just surprised that I could do everything on here if I wanted to. But this is part of my sound, the 2000 XL with the ASR-10. Yeah, yeah, the 4K as a master, that's beast. What do I think about the new MPCs? I haven't used them. So I my opinion is very personal because it has more to do with my thought process than what it is, right? So I wouldn't be giving like a good opinion because I don't really even know how to use any of the new MPC ecosystem, like the OS, like the version 2, and now they're on 3.9 beta. So I haven't used the new MPCs. But what I will say is that the release cycle to me seems a little bit kind of odd. And my concern with that is that the people that are purchasing into the new NPCs, like, they're not getting something that's gonna appreciate in value. So what I do notice recently is the speed at which any previous model in the newer generation of NPCs is depreciating. Like, I checked Facebook Marketplace and Reverb, and you could get an NPC 1 plus for like $500. So if you bought that at retail for 800, you lost almost half of its value. And the contrary to that is that when I bought my ASR, when I bought my 2000, well, my 2000 XL was a gift, but they both have increased in value. So I'm just kind of like, not that music equipment to me is an investment, like, you know, an asset class, but, you know, it's like it always feels like you're being left behind if you only have like a 2 gig version of MPC 1, and now the G2 came out, and obviously it's a new color, it's more RAM, but even the amount of RAM and internal storage that you're getting in 2026, I don't think, like, I don't know, I don't think it's a good purchase for me. And obviously I already have an MPC, so it's like, just to have a faster version of it, I don't know. Yeah, the ASR didn't increase. It just kind of adjusted with inflation. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So if you look at it like that, I'm just saying, like, if you were to buy like a used one, like when they were 500 to 1,000, you haven't lost your money, right? But if you bought it when it came out in '93, well, most likely you kept it because it's such an amazing keyboard, and nothing came out to replace it. Maybe if you bought an EPS 16 and then you went on to the Plus and the ASR-10, obviously Ensoniq went bankrupt and got bought out and then ceased to exist as a company. But I just feel like, let's say when I got into buying like a vintage sampler in 2008, 2009, around there, I saw MPC 2000 XLs going for like $400, and now they're about 800 to 1,000. So I don't know. Is it inflation? Is it just obviously more and more scarcity, and because they're legacy? Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. When you look at the retail price, but I didn't pay retail. I'm just talking from like my point of view if I bought something for it, you know. But yeah, not like a MPC 3000 was a lot of money, and so was a 60, and let's not even talk about what a Lindrum or used to cost, you know, or a sync clavier, whatever, that sampler, like the first sampler, or a Mellotron. But yeah, so David Dion 77, man, I bought the MPC X back in 2017 and had to sell it in 2024. I bought it for $2,400, sold it for $1,800, and See it for far less than that. I got lucky. But the new ones won't keep value because they're doing the same thing as the other new one, on the new gens. It's like old laptops, at 2002 Dell versus computer today. Yeah, yeah, and I think it's also because what it's attempting to be, kind of like a doll in a box, but a doll in a box with not a lot of processing power for VSTs and things like that. If you're gonna use it like that, I mean, look at the teenage engineering. It's a 64 megabyte sampler, so it's like it's not trying to be a doll in a box, and I think that's why the MPC sample has been so successful for them. Like that little sample for $400 basically saved the Kai, because what they're doing with the new gen, I don't understand it. And then the release cycle is like very fast. Like they came out with the Key 37, and right away they got a Key 37 Gen 2, And I'm not knocking them, man. I love Akai. They made my favorite, drum machine, but I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, no, that's what it is. They're laptops. They're like what is it? A tablet with buttons, and not a powerful one at that. J Plaza, I caught my 3000 LE 3 years ago for 1500. Man, yeah, you got luck. But see, that's what I mean. Like, if you invest in vintage, like not at retail, but when vintage wasn't starting to get like super overpriced, more than likely, like for the longest, you could get an MPC 2000 Classic or even like a XL for like $400 to $500. Not if you sniped it, like how Nino be getting stuff for the low. I'm saying like on average, because I would always scour eBay, Reverb, and Craigslist when it was still a thing. Now Facebook Marketplace, but you start to see like, all right, now what used to be 500 for a 2000 XL is like 800. Yeah, that's it. The hype, man. I mean, I see 3000s, MPC 3000s are like $4,000 now, $3,500 to $4,000. Yeah, the XL for 2800. You see, like that same 2800 XL, when they come out with the retro version of it next, or when they come out with the XL Gen 2, is gonna be like $1,000 or $1,200 for that. Cause I see MPC X's going for like 1,200 now. Yeah, you could get a SP 1200 for $600 when you were buying gear, Yeah, and look at how much they cost, 4,000 now. That's what I mean. Yeah, bro. They were putting Pultecs out in the streets. That's what people that worked in studios before were telling me. Like, you could go get a Pultec. There were studios that were getting rid of Pultecs and like just putting them on the sidewalk, man. I don't know how, like, how much of a hyperbole that is, but they were getting rid of stuff for nothing. You could get 1176s for nothing. Radio stations were getting rid of Neumann 87s for like U87s for nothing, for very cheap. You see XS's X's, I guess MPC X's sell for 800 already. Yeah, I was looking on Facebook Marketplace. They're 800, and how much were they when they came out? Like a few years ago. Yeah, man. Yeah, everything's going up. Everything that's vintage is going up. And I don't think that's the case with like. We're not. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're computers in a box, whereas these things are just, they're workhorses, man. Like, they're workhorses. They're not updated with OS, and what they do well, and they sound good, right? That's the other thing, that the sound of the ASR-10, the sound, even MPC 2000 XL doesn't get a lot of love for the sound. I like it. I got used to it, but the 3000 obviously and the 60. as well as the 1200 has that signature sound. But the new ones is just like there's not a lot of flavor in them according to what I see the complaints of it being. Yeah, man, and the nostalgia stuff, right? Like the retro look is like, but I don't know. Like you see, like something like the Rossum 1200 is able to still demand a nice price tag, and it'll probably keep increasing in value because of the limited run. The attention to detail. Whereas like changing the color and not even like changing the button layout of the Gen 2 and just putting a little bit more RAM, obviously changing the back to a USB-C, it's like that just made your One Plus, your MPC Red One Plus go down like half of its value. Yep. Yeah, man. You're right. The 40-year-olds can now buy things they wanted in their era. That's exactly where I'm at right there. I'm buying all the gear that I wanted, but also like doing it intentionally because things are getting expensive and I can't just get anything I want. Yeah, I saw push threes on Facebook Marketplace going for like $600. That's like $1,000 machine. But like you said, it's a lot of it has to do with nostalgia. Some of it does have to do with reliability and appreciation. Yeah. So 20 years after the era, the values could spike. Take a sip. Sparkling water. I hope you guys like this viewing angle a little bit better. I got a little bit of a wider lens now, and I don't know. I think it looks better in the studio this way. David says the sound engine in the ASR-10 is very fluid. It's like listening to a flow of water. It moves. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a great sounding sampler. It has great converters. Um, and it does have like a glue to it. So, but yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me stop this sequence. Never get to see my man DJ Design yet, right? Oh, I have not. I have not. I've been trying to get things in order in the studio, so I haven't even really been on YouTube that much. Um, but I would love to check him out. He has a channel here, or what he does. He goes live. I don't know if I came across his Instagram. Maybe I. It sounds familiar though. But I'm always curious to check out fellow ASR users. So yeah, that's dope, man. I'm always looking to learn. I gotta catch up on a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I spent a lot of time today looking for stuff, looking for the card reader to get the Zulu SCSI finally working, and I could say that we're up and running with Zulu. So no more floppies for now. Hopefully everything keeps running smooth, and I could get some more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna check him out, man. But yeah, shout out DJ Design. So if anybody that hasn't checked him out, it seems like J Plaza has. But if anybody hasn't, make sure to show love to other people using the gear we love. So this type of content could keep, you know, keep the culture going, keep the community going. So I have like some of the same sounds that I always have on here, but I was going through a pack that had some cool drums. So what I think I'm gonna start with is chopping some kicks and some snares out of a drum break, and let me let me connect my phone. I was charging it, and it's done charging. Let me also connect the camera battery to the charger so that we don't lose transmission. So yeah, shout out to DJ Design, man. If you guys say he's nice, I trust y'all. All right, check, 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 check. So yeah, I'm gonna rock with that one. I'm gonna rock with that one. So hopefully it's not crazy loud. Yo, Bonafide Beats, what up, my brother? Nice to see you around here, bro. Rocking on the 2500 last time I checked, man. But I know you use a lot of other equipment as well, bro. And happy to have you around here on the Cookup. What up? What up? But yeah, I'm going through the I'm getting my gain staging right. So I'm going through the KO2 into the ASR-10, and I'm gonna be triggering the ASR-10 with the MPC 2000 XL. So actually, yeah. So let me get that going. I would love to, like, most of the time I like to do drum breaks on the 2000 XL, but I figured I'd just use the ASR because that's the easiest way for me to connect my phone. I got a dongle going in here, and I could also just connect to the MPC 2000 XL, but I wanna keep testing the MIDI cabling with them. So let me sample this into the ASR and start setting up the first track and finding a kick and a snare, or if I'm gonna rearrange the drum break or chop it. Let's see. All right, cool. So we got the drum break inside the ASR. So I'm gonna do some of the things that I do all the time, which is take the LFO modulation off. I know I haven't saved I haven't saved the template with it off already, but I know I could do that. Command amp, normalize gain. So that'll just make the ASR kind of like normalize. Is kind of like when it's kind of like a form of compression. More info on the manual with that, and then usually for drums, I'll do the edit amp boost on, and that's the 20 Hail Marys and an LFO off change. Yes, sir. But at least I got Zulu Scuzzy working, so give me some credit. So that's the knock. Somebody yesterday was asking, like, what's the knock of the ASR? And damn, I guess I could play the sample without being sampled and sampled through the ASR and boosted, and you guys could tell me if y'all hear a difference. So that's a sample from the source, and then this is the it's sampled into the ASR and normalized and then boosted. But yeah, it does. It's different than just dragging and dropping it for sure, and it does have like some like that movement, that fluidity that David was that David, right? David Dion, that David Dion was mentioning it. I do feel that, and that's why I continue to work in the ASR-10. Let me just open up the chat on my phone. That way I could answer anything as it comes up without having to go over and look at the monitor.
David Dion.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still connected. So yeah, let me play it now. Lower my volume here. Okay. So yeah, we got 11 people in the chat or in the stream. Say what's up if you will, if you want to. If not, you could hang out and just watch as well. Keep my phone over here so it's not distracted. But yeah, so now what I normally would do is go to my layer mode, turn usually put my layer glide mode to trigger, and then I put my pitch table to no pitch when I'm working with drums, and then I edit my pitch range to have just the sample on this C key. So now the rest, let me get out of there. Now the rest of my ASR is empty except for the whole drum break on here. So that's step one. I mean, not step one. I don't know what step we're in, but I'm just arbitrarily saying that's step one. But once I'm here, I could start doing more things. I could copy the wave sample and put it across the keys however many times. So I could start chopping it with, let's say, kick, then kick, hi-hat, snare. Let's say I wanted to make kick, hi-hat, snare. So I'll start with the kick here. Then I'll go to command wave, copy wave sample. And there's obviously like shortcuts to navigate this, but I just use the arrow keys. Copy wave sample to unnamed instrument, layer 1, params only. That's what you want to do so that you don't waste memory. Oudwood, what up, my brother? Nev, big up FREEPLAY. I've been here for a minute, just chilling. Nah, you said what's up earlier. Nah, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's not like, school, you got to participate. But it's good to, just so especially with the community members that are constantly showing up. I like to say hello back, but, chill out, man. Have whatever you having, a drink, just chilling and watching the Cookup. Participate, talk amongst each other. It don't even got to be towards me. But yeah. So params only is so you could copy without wasting the memory, because there is an option to do params and data. But if you do params only, the ASR is genius because it always keeps referencing the original wave sample, and you can make as many copies without taking up memory in the machine. I don't know why anybody else hasn't invented that simple concept, like even Teenage Engineering. But anyway, I digress. So copy params only. Now you have 2 wave samples instead of 1. But if you go to edit, you'll see that it says wave sample 2 on this same C key. Why is that? Because you got to go to edit pitch and change the range. So now this range allows me to put it wherever I basically want. So I could put it all the way over here. Now I have my samples here. But the way that most people would work, sometimes I just copy them onto the white keys because it's easier for me to like just hit keys this way, kind of like pads, because I come from the MPC side of the things. But you could also start going just up the keyboard, or if you want to go the other way, you're free to do whatever you want. But this is where you assign the wave sample. So I'm going to assign it to this. I'm going to do something different for me, which is just assign it to this C sharp key, right? So now I have 2 of the same, right? And then because this already starts with the drum break, I could say the next hit after that kick is that hi-hat. And I like to chop just from my start point And then later on, if I want, I could go back and like just make sure it's just the kick, make sure it's just the hi-hat, make sure it's just the snare. But if I keep chopping, the loop is a little bit faster for me to do it this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into edit wave, make sure I'm on wave sample 2, I'm on 1. So this C key is what I want to edit, wave forward no loop, and I'm gonna change the start point. And I usually use one hand to move the arrow or the data entry slider, and then the other one to keep triggering. Who's that? LPN? I'm sorry, I can't read it because. Oh, LPN 369. What up? What up, man? Thanks for stopping by, showing love. So I'm gonna do that. I need both hands to do that. I was actually gonna let me give me a second, guys. Let me actually. I could use this microphone that's already set up here too. Let me turn this one off. Check. Okay, yeah. Good thing I left that connected. It was just easier before to move around with the 58 when I was doing the live check-in, and that's how it stayed. But when I'm using both my hands, this makes more sense. Let me just move this cable around a bit. Here we go. All right. And let me know again if you guys, if I lose audio or anything, keep me posted. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess with the start point of this drum loop so I could hit the hi-hat. You could use a data entry slider to do some more precise. So it's on 1, the next hit. So there's a little bit of air there. So there's no waveform editing on the ASR. So if you're looking for that, like if you have the newer MPCs, I know they got the transient, and you could just go boom, boom, and you could drop a transient with your finger and see where that hi-hat hits. Here you have to use your ear. So if you chop on the ASR, or even I think the MPC 3000, you're using your ear, so it's not going to be as precise. And that's what also gives hip hop that feel, that it's not everything perfectly lined up on the grid or on the transients. It's a very personal thing too, how you chop. Some people chop and leave a little bit of air. So then it'll be. So there's like a kick snare next, and that could be chopped into like one hit after that, so it'll be. So let's create another copy, and I like to make the copy after I already find the start point, so that I don't have to go through that first kick and that first high, or I'm at where I left off in the previous wave sample, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna go to command wave. It's already at copy. I just hit enter, unnamed instrument, layer 1, params only, wave sample 3 created. Then we go into edit pitch and make sure that now I hit the range to be the D key. So there you see, as opposed to starting on here, now I'm starting at the hi-hat. So I go into edit wave and I start messing with the next start point. There's like a ghost kick there. me see. Yo, A Major, what up? Thanks for being here, man. It's good to see you in here, bro. Without the viewers, it's just me cooking up by myself, which it feels like I'm cooking up with you guys. So that's what's good, man. Yeah, man, I see you guys saying what's up. That's what up, man. I like that. All right, so that's how I would go about it. What I really wanted to try to get was just like a kick, hi-hat, and then a snare, and then sequence that with the ASR. So let me just find the snare, because when it comes to chopping it in the way that I do it on the MPC, where I would take like and put it on the 16 pads, it's easier because like the 2000 XL has auto chop, right? So once I find my loop, my perfect loop, I could just go ahead and make it go into the 16 pads and play it out with the tempo. It'll tell me the tempo because it has a function where you go into parameters. And I didn't get a new camera, A Major. I changed the lens, so I'm using an 11mm lens now instead of I was using a Sigma zoom lens, which was like 17-40. And it was kind of like not showing as much of the studio that I wanted to. But yeah, it has a zone chop. You're right. That's probably the better way to say it. So with the ASR-10, I would be here all day, kind of like trying to do the same thing that I could do in maybe minutes on the 2000 XL. But what I'll do instead is just find a clean snare from this same loop. Let's go in the sample. So that snare, hi-hat, kick. We could find another, if we wanted to create another kick, we can. But I'll just do the sample end points now of each hit. That way we got just a clean kick. Edit wave, and then sample start is at 0 for this, and then the end, I'm gonna go to the large numbers here and just go all the way down to like 0 also, and open it up. Go up to 1, and then open it up as much as before we hit that hi-hat. Go to 2. Give it some air at the end, See, it's alright. So now at 3, it already gives me a little bit of that, the hi-hat. And you could keep bringing it down until it's just a kick by itself. So that's a kick myself with a little bit of air at the end, and then that's all preference at that point. Yeah, the ASR has a lot of bite, man. We were just playing the sample source without, normalizing it and boosting it, and it has that right away, man. The nice kick from a break that was came off the iPhone, and it sounds different than how it came off the iPhone, and from the loop. Shift plus slider is so fast to scrub. Yeah, my slider on the, if you're talking about on the MPC, is broken. So I have to I have to do the infinite jog wheel thing, and I know there's a way to do it with the cursor too. Yeah. Nah, that's clipping, man. That's clipping, and that's the boost. So, and it doesn't sound clipped like into distortion. It's like clipped in a good way. Um, and it sounds, to me, I like the way that the ASR clips more than the 2000 XL. Beautiful sounding converters. Um, so then same thing we could do with the hi hat, wave sample 2, edit wave sample end, bring it down. So now you have a clean kick, hi hat, and then the snare has a little bit of air in front of it. But that's how I would start, out of the whole drum break, start creating little one hits, one shots, right? You could make hits like that, and then now that I could save into my SCSI, you could chop all day on the ASR, and basically start creating your own kits. Um, well, what's nice is you can use volumes on each sample copy, even though it's parameters copy, and attenuate. Yeah, yeah, because every sample you can start. I could go into the edit amp section of this, and maybe I could just turn the boost off on that, but not on that. And the hi hat now doesn't have the boost, so it doesn't have to sound that distorted. I could just turn off the boost, and then mess with the wave sample level, wave sample volume, I mean. And then also, if I want to pan it a little bit, could do it drastically so you guys can hear it. Could start, so now it starts to give it dynamic, even though it's still referencing the original wave sample. So then, yeah, you could create very intricate sounding kits. But that's why I like the participation in the chat, because I could like show it in real time what I think you're talking about, Nino. No, shift slider on the 2K XL. Yeah, shift plus tuner scrubs fast. See, to do the micro adjust nudges we can do on MPC, I make multiple copies of the same hit. Then you have to adjust the start air at front to push it, since you can't nudge ticks and spots. Yeah, I've done that too. Like, I've created a sequence and then started adjusting, because it's obviously non-destructive chopping that we're doing here, right? I could always go back on the drum break and move it around. So once you have the hits kind of where you want them in the sequence, you could start adjusting how much you open up that sample, how much you cut it off by. So that is, you could go crazy with that. And A Major, thanks for the comment too about the camera, because then that allows me to know that it's coming in on your end looking proper, or the way that I expected it to. So earlier I didn't have any sound connected, and it was kind of bugging me because I spoke for 20 minutes or something, and no one said that they couldn't hear me, but maybe they didn't know I was talking. Let's get this snare, wave sample 3, edit wave, edit the start because it's starting at a weird. And also I'm gonna go edit amp boost and or just change the volume of this snare. I like my kicks to hit hard, but sometimes my snare I like a light touch. So I left the boost function on, but it has that little ghost kick after too. That's a good volume, so it's not too annoying for me. And the sample end time. Go all the way to 17, which is where it starts, the sample. Start opening it up. So there it starts to get the hi-hat hit after, so start closing it up. $20. I like to leave a little air. You could do as much as you want, you know, like, let me see how it sounds at 19. I want some more of the tail. And then I'm also mess with the start a bit. But yeah. Yeah, brother, we showing a lot of love over here always to the ASR and the MPC 2000 XL. So now I have like basically kick, snare, hi-hat, the foundation to any musical beat or whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna go towards the 2000 XL and create a new track. So I have loaded. I had put this up on a Patreon. I don't know if my Patreon is still working, but I have the ASR program that I use, which maps out the ASR chromatically on my MPC pads because it's not like that by default. You have to create that and then save it yourself. It's easy to do, but I made it and I had put it up there like before. And I have it loaded up into my ASR. I mean, into my MPC. I always start off my MPC 2000 XL with that, and like a drum kit that I normally like by default load up. So let me go and load that up. So I'm gonna make sure my MIDI on the ASR is on multi, and I think it's because I have it on the B on MIDI too. So let me put it on MIDI. The first on the output of the MPC basic. Yeah, and it starts on like C. Bank C is where I would start. So that's why I was like going through all my banks and just so. Make sure the soft through is off. Yeah. So there might have been like a somewhere that I assigned that program wrong. So I'm not getting that snare hit. And it's going in chronological order, so I don't know. Gotta set MIDI on ASR instrument to MIDI or it'll. Yeah. So on the edit instrument page, you mean? MIDI status to both or to default. Okay. Set to MIDI. Yeah, that way it's just triggering from the ASR. But the cool thing is too is like if you do set it to both the MIDI status or local, you could then like trigger it from the like let's say from the MPC. So there I'm like I could play it off of the ASR, but I'm still sequencing it with the MPC. Yeah, no, I know. Like that would happen too. Like if I have drums on there, I've also gone where I changed the channel, like not the channel, but the channel that is sending out. So it'll be something I won't use, but that's the right way to do it, like you said. And if you have drums loaded up, but right now I like to play it on here because I can't find it on my. Like I have everything else lined up, but for some reason that snare, even though it technically would be the next number in my drum program, it's not like. I guess I could go through all my pads and my banks to see if it got lost somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Um, but yeah, so we got the snare, and then let's do a simple pattern. Then this time I could trigger the kick from the MPC if I want. I'm overriding it, so I'm gonna make that in a new track. I'm gonna undo. Oh, I know what happened. It's just I didn't choose. I chose MIDI instead of drum, cause I have the ASR program on drum too. So that's what I should have done. Let me see if that helps with the snare not being there. Yeah. So for some reason the snare ends up like in this other bank here, which is cause probably like my program is off. You know, like chromatically is off. Yeah, it's on 67 there, and it should be 62. So there, I found it. So I'm gonna put it on, instead of triggering here, I'm gonna do what Nino said and just put it to MIDI. So now, even though my sample is there, I'm triggering it with the ASR. I mean with the MPC. So now let me switch over to the SM58. I'm gonna turn off the mic real quick. Yo, 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 yeah. Let me put some more gain. This microphone requires more gain than the PR30. So yeah, A Major says, every time I watch your stream, I get inspired to make music. Thank you, my brother. That means it's working. That's the whole point. So yeah, so finally got this kind of the way I want it. So I have my kick, my snare, and I'm triggering it off of the MPC, but the sounds are coming out of the ASR. And that's how a lot of people use rack samplers, the Kai rack samplers, or even the ASR connected to the MPC, is via MIDI. So there's no sound on the MPC. It's just using the sequencer of the MPC. So now let's add the kick. I was gonna use a new track. Let me see, drum 2. Okay. Now my next track will be, and I usually like naming my tracks, but I won't do it for the sake of time. Track 2 will be my kick now. Okay, let me do that again. Hold on, give me a second. All right. So yeah, track 2 would be the kick. Let me undo that. Okay, so with that, I could start like listening to samples, kind of like, and I could also obviously change my BPM from using the MPC as a master, if you will. Nino, you've been cooking up. That was a question for Nino. What's really fun is you work in the MP, triggering the ASR, then switch ASR to master, and MIDI dump the sequence in the ASR, and you get to then have it all in one place, no two machines. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that, to MIDI, to changing MIDI back and forth, but I will try that. I would experiment with that. I usually would just save it onto my compact flash, save all sounds and sequences on the ASR, but yeah, that would require a recall. I'm just like I said, man, I'm always like, I come from a place where I was doing things really unorthodox, dumping everything into the DAW, and now I'm finally like, I'm up to Zulu Scuzzy, and I know you're way beyond that because you work on this machine exclusively. the sample rate reduction in ASR is approximately half when you go down 1 octave. 30K becomes 15 for. Dope. That makes sense. And feel free to like participate, like I said, amongst each other when you go in there. Let me start listening to samples with the drum. I'm not gonna add a hi-hat for now, just snare and no ghost kick. This is like a working pattern, so this allow me to hear samples in context with drums. And some of these samples have like the BPM on them, so I could just quickly change them while I'm auditioning through the ASR. Some of it. Yeah, so I'm just going through different samples. I think that's what I was playing when I started though. I like pianos because I like chopping pianos. That one kick got kind of cut off short, so let me do the kick over. And you could obviously like, what I'll do is I'll find a ghost kick maybe on the wave sample. And turn on the instrument MIDI status to local or both right now, so I could keep chopping. So you got like a ghost kick. Get this out the way because it's not working right now. So I got like a ghost kick and a regular kick now. Kick isn't set to finish. Milo wins. What are those chords? That's from a sample. I'm just playing through different samples in the pack, so I don't know what chord, the keys, that the notes of the chords. I'm just listening. Kick isn't set to finish, but if you want 16 levels, you can do edit amp volume mod volume. Will let you then control velocity with the MPC levels. Oh, dope. Tell the ASR to use velocity strikes for the envelope. Tells the ASR. Mod equals velocity. You mean okay. Kick isn't set, but if you want, you can do edit amp volume. Yeah, so let's do edit amp. Volume mod velocity. Okay, and it says velocity x 0, so I don't know if that's. So I guess the short note you had that cut off right in the MPC. Let's edit. Use that for note left. Dope. Learning something new, bro, with you every day, brother. I appreciate you. That's why I read all your comments, and I'm sure it's helping somebody else too if they see. Cause I never claim to know everything on this. I'm showing my process to show you guys that I'm learning as I go as well. But you never learn if you don't try, and if you don't try, people are not gonna tell you like how you can improve. I'm gonna just copy that one again and make another wave sample with the kick that follows that ghost kick, just so I can have this kick and another kick. So yeah. So then we have 2 kicks, and then could do another snare too, I guess, while we're at it. Yeah. So that's kind of like the process in real time on how I would do it. Because if you use the same kick, it beat might sound like more static, rather like if you start taking snares from different part of the drum break. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. I could imagine, bro. I haven't even like, I don't oftentimes use both of them together. I was for a little while, but that's also why I like to use the ASR by itself or the MPC by itself, because MIDI could get confusing if you don't, if you don't keep track or know what it is, like how you did. Yeah. No, I figured I had to do something because it says 0. So let me go into the edit amp. It's on 0, 50 to 99. Let's put it on 60. That applies to the whole, or to the envelope of just that. Let me go one by one, edit amp. Yeah, so let me put them all on velocity. And there's velocity 1. I mean velocity 1, velocity 2. So I'm guessing it's just regular velocity. And let me put them all on 99. But yeah, I always wondered that too. Like, and then I never went into, because I usually play everything on full level anyways on the MPC, so it never bothered me that much. But I would read like, oh yeah, that's why the envelope and the amp sections are important to know. Like the ASR has so much control. Let me see. Otherwise, it's not doing anything. It's only for whatever wave sample you're on, unless you did it for the layer. Yeah, if I do wave sample all, yeah. So it's for one by one. Okay. Yeah, I think I have it on my key strike. I usually keep it on. What is it? Yeah, and then I remember the pedal volume thing used to mess me up when I used to connect the sustain, and then it would lower the volume. Usually keep it on like soft 3. Take this one is on 0. Let's put it on 99. So that's why it's like sounding a little bit, because it's on soft 0. I have it on 60, that one. But and then let's go to the instrument and put it on MIDI. So now like we're not getting any sound if we hit the thing, but yeah, and it's like, you know, I'm hitting the MPC really softly there. But then if I put it on full level, and let me put this key at 65, enter. So yeah, so I got like enough of. Now you gotta hit hard for full level, but MPC you can use the pad you want. Too easy, yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. Thanks for putting me on to that, because that even opens up more worlds of possibility. Like having my, like, you see, like my pads, like, or like really, I mean, I have it on full level, but turning on full level is like what I could do now with hi-hats is gonna be dope. And even like you said, turning on the 16 level velocity on this, now being able to do the 16 level is fire, bro. So thank you, Nino. I'm glad I understood what you like. Reading is fundamental, right? But I'm glad I was able to understand like the section that you were sending me to on that end. And even the local thing, the MIDI status for MIDI and both, like being able to turn it on where it's not double triggering here. And also like, because that was bogging me earlier. And then what I was doing, I was just changing the channel that this was sending and receiving, and it could get very confusing. But thank you for hooking that up, because now I could use 16 levels, which I wasn't able to before. Let me turn that off. So yeah, so now I could like sequence that with your friend, the LFO, and use that to modulate the pitch of the hi-hat to go up and down volume. Yeah, I've been able to do that. That I've definitely messed around with. Yeah, that's fire. So make sure you guys are following along, man. If you guys are at home cooking up with your ASR, that's how I said it before. That's how I suggest watching the videos. Like, you know, if you can, like, try to start like, okay, let me also do this, because you could like remember it, but it's better like now. Like I'm learning so much as I go because I'm actually doing it. Obviously, you guys are watching, but if you got your phone and you're watching from your phone, you can have your ASR on with some headphones, even though it's late. I don't got the full cows on right now, obviously, because it's late in New York. It's about 1 a.m. But thank you, Nino. So go crazy, the LFO, and use that to modulate the pitch. Yeah, so you could make the LFO modulate pitch of the hi-hat to go up and down volume and tuning as you play randomly. Yeah, so it make it sound more natural. But yeah, so if you guys understand that, or if you need more clarification, you could even ask for it in the chat, because Nino is being kind enough to share his years and years of figuring things out. And that's why some of it is important, like for you guys to catch it on the live, because then you could even ask him a question. And he's doing that. I didn't tell him to do that. He could have been gatekeeping this whole time. But Nino's the man. He has helped me tremendously, man. You even inspired me with the Zulu thing, and it took me 3 hours to format, erase, format, mount, and now I have 4 SCSI drives that all have the OS on it, so I don't need my floppy anymore. I'm gonna still keep it around, obviously, in case of emergencies, but I could save all these chops that I did, you know. And then later, you gotta, not later, but at a later date or time, I have to learn how you were saying about switching the ASR to master and MIDI dumping the sequence. That is very, very intriguing, amongst all the other things that you've been putting us on to, as this Cookup goes in slow motion. Take it off 16 note quantize, because let's do timing off, Dilla style. Yes, I got it on no off, so that's another reason. The voice overlap. Probably. The other ones too. Yeah, I usually keep it on note off when it's a sample, but when it's drums, I like to have it on mono. So let me do that again. So yeah, then I'm gonna do some hi-hat. Drum 2. I have it on 1B. I have it on trigger, so I gotta change the layer mode. So I had the snare quantized, but all the other hits I'm not like quantizing them. Let me do a little bit less of that. Do it again. All right. So with that, I could start now listening to like samples. At least for like the type of beat I want to make right now. Something chill. It's late night. So I got the drums from here, but I'm gonna try to see if I could get something different. See if there's some other keys style. I used this last time. That's what I did for that. This sample is like at a different BPM than the drums, and it still sounds good. That's why I like to listen to. Like the BPM doesn't matter sometimes. Once you got the drums going. This is already like, obviously, like you guys saw how long it took me to chop the drums I was talking to. But once you got the drums locked in, and for me, I had the snare on quantized, and I played the kicks with the timing off and the hi-hat too. So it has that boom bap, like looser feel. Yeah, doing drums first, it just makes it faster for you to lock in on something that's gonna work. Sometimes when you do the sample first, I noticed that it's sometimes harder to make it all lock in. But when you do drums first, everything you play over it starts to sound, even if it's in a different timing, sounds good. Sometimes when samples are too filled, it's like there's nothing else to do after. It's a drum, another drum. also notice when I'm obviously sequencing with the MPC, the ASR obviously is not working as hard, so it doesn't get as hot. So that's another benefit. Yeah, man, you be noticing more like how things work in the sample of the whole context, right? In the context of like the whole song. So, like just getting that drum loop, you might think is like off or might not work, but then when you start hearing it with the sample, it starts to give you like a bounce or like a pocket that you could find, or an artist will be able to find, right, if they mess with the beat. But I like doing drums first a lot. I'm gonna just add this sample and I'm gonna call it and leave it up because there was a lot of valuable information and it's getting late. But I'll probably like save it now and with the SCSI that I have, and I could continue working on this idea tomorrow because I don't have to turn off and lose everything. So yeah, let me sample that last sound that I found, and maybe make the MPC trigger that. So yeah, that's a sample that I'm gonna mess with and see how far I get right now. And no, I did. I made the default directories that are there. Thank you, Fretcast. I appreciate it. Took a lot of saving up. Yeah, I'm gonna make a directory for beats. Yeah, thank you, Nino. Now I made the default directories, but in one of the default directories, for this one, I'm gonna do these extra directories that you mentioned because I did want to start do. That's how I do it on my computer. I do a 2026, and then I go by month. Save instrument sequence banks. Yeah. These are, I mean, I have instruments mainly on this if I don't dump the MIDI. Thanks for joining, Fretcast. Yeah, we do ASR conversations and cookups. Tonight is a cookup. Thank you for coming by. But yeah, we rocking with the ASR-10 MPC 2000 XL and the KO2 for now. Depending on gas and finances, more samplers and instruments will be added to the mix as the channel continues to grow. And so far, the growth has been nice because it's people that participate or involved and share their knowledge because I'm learning as I go. That normalized went crazy without the boost. I wonder why it does that sometimes. Like sometimes I feel like I normalize the sample and it doesn't. I guess because I was clipping more. Yeah, like if you're clipping already, the normalize isn't gonna do much. But since it was like a lower volume, the sample, the normalize brought it up to unity. Yeah, I'm not using the boost. I just normalized it and changed the wave sample volume to like 60. Now I hit the boost like for 1 second, but it's not super clip. Keep it on. basically not gonna get to chop the sample, but that's just give me an idea of how I would hear the sample as I work through it, and hopefully also, for the the guy that said play something, we did play something, and I know it was lighthearted, but you got to hear the ASR, man, chopping. We got to learn how to modulate the velocity so that when you trigger it from the MPC, you get that. And I got to finally mess with the Zulu Scuzzy for the better part of the first half of the day, and that was before I got on the stream. So I hope to get back on whenever I can. I got some work coming up, so we'll see. But obviously, the more I learn, the faster I get. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I'm going to end it there. We didn't finish the beat, but a lot of this stuff is to get things going, get the conversation flowing, and show some of the mistakes, even if they're mistakes, but learn along the way, because Nino came for the rescue and helped me out with a few things that I didn't know or I haven't explored in a while. Now that I got the studio set up the way that I want to, I hope to continue to bring you more and more fluid ASR-10 content, man. As always, good night, guys. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I hope this was useful, and I hope you guys liked the stream. Yo, Nino, have a good night, my brother. And everybody else, too. Nev, everybody else that participated, and the newcomers, stay tuned, man.